Joining us on the program right now, former BYU Hooper, former professional baller himself, Travis Hansen on the program here with us. Travis, thanks for being with us, man.
What's up, fellas? Go Cougs.
There you go.
It's a good time to be a Cougar right now.
We were just talking about the winding career path that you took and how crazy of a life that you lived as an overseas basketball player. Give us an idea of like what it was like during your time, obviously playing in Russia for a lot of years. Our producer was like, he just said "Hola muchachos" to us over the phone. I go, yeah, man, he's a multilinguist, man.
Hola muchacho. At least he understood. Look, we've been blessed. Basketball has taken us around the world, and we've been able to see amazing cultures and meet amazing people and participate in a bunch of organizations and clubs and wins and losses, and it's been amazing. We went to Atlanta Hawks and had a great time there, and then spending 5 years in Spain and 5 years in Russia. So, and I also served a mission in Chile. So the mission completely helped me and prepared me for what was coming in Spain. Most of the time they were just shocked. They were shocked that I spoke Spanish and that I loved the culture as much as I did. And it was a blast. We met so many good people. Kirilenko was at my house Sunday when I went and played on the national team in Russia. He just took me under his wing. We were in Italy up in the mountains training, and he was just so good to me. And so we became friends, and I'm loyal to him for life for how he treated me. Now I'm trying to connect him and Egor more so that they, Andrei could mentor him and help him and build that Russian brotherhood that they have over there. So it's been a blast.
Before we talk about Egor and BYU's run and all that, we have so much to talk to you about. I'd love to get an update on Andrei Kirilenko. We love Andrei, covered him with the Jazz, and he was so great here for a decade. What's he up to, and what's going on in his life?
He's the president of the Russian Federation, so he leads all Russian basketball leagues, junior leagues, all the way up through building.
That's awesome.
And preparing for competitions in the national team. He's building a new facility as a huge practice facility over there with offices, and much like Ryan Smith is building here in Southtown. He's super passionate about Russian basketball. He's had to clean up politics. Before he got there, there was some corruption and different things, and refs were cheating, and there were all kinds of stuff going on, or the referees actually were employed by clubs or picked up by clubs. And so he's had to try to, clean some of that stuff up, which he's great at. He's really good. He's a good leader. And he has good knowledge, and he has really a lot of my former teammates around him, helping him out. So he's got, I think, 2 more terms until 2028. And he's thinking about what to do next. He loves Utah. He talked to me about moving back here and finding a good spot or building a house. He talked about helping in college, He loves BYU. He loves what we're doing. Talked about potentially helping in some regards there. We have a couple more Russians that we're looking at that are very talented. One for the I won't go in more detail, but
I love it. I love it.
We got a few things going on. What else? You got a couple kids that are going to school in LA. They were here skiing in Brighton, and his wife's doing a PR agency. So he's awesome. He's a great human, and he's got a lot going on.
Living a good life. BYU booster Andrei Kirilenko. Had no idea. That's
yeah,
awesome.
Man.
Great job, Travis. Egor Demin has been an unbelievable story, and really helped. Obviously, I don't think BYU's in this position, and there's ups and downs as a freshman, but everybody can see the talent. You built a relationship with him. What are your thoughts on Egor, the kind of kid he is, and the potential he has as a basketball player?
Yeah, I mean, he's a special person more than anything. Comes from a special family. The club I played at, his dad runs the junior league development teams there. And so I've known his family for a long time. I love them. They mean a lot to me. And Egor means a lot to me. So I want him to be successful in all he does. And it did not mean that he needed to come to BYU. It did not mean that he needs to go to the NBA this year. We're just trying to help him be successful, not only as a person, spiritually, understand the financial side of things, and just like I would do with my own son, help him, surround him with good people. And it just so happens, he prayed about it, and he believes in God, and he does pray, and he said, I'm going to pray about this, and ended up coming to BYU. And he did. And so, not knowing much about America, about how the Big 12 is so physical, and then what he would do to make that transition. And he's been awesome. He's he's so socially aware. He acts like he's 25 socially. He speaks 3 languages perfectly: Russian, Spanish, and English. He's lived on his own for 3 years in Real Madrid. We had a birthday party for him at my house a couple weeks ago. It was the first time he's had a birthday cake in 3 years, because he was in the Gran Canaries all 3 years at a tournament, so he didn't even celebrate his birthday really in a hotel by himself. My little daughter put on a birthday boy ribbon on his shirt, and he loved it. And it's been fun to see him adapt and struggle and persist and ultimately, find that confidence within himself that he knows how to play this game. He can be really, really, really good. And it's been fun. It's like a painting coming to fruition, and you never know how it's going to turn out. And we're just there to support him every step of the way. Well,
speaking of every step of the way, like every step that they take even further, it's even more. I mean, scouts are obviously drooling over this guy. He's already, a really, really high draft prospect, if not a lottery pick. A lot of people are looking at him and saying, okay, yeah, turnovers people have a real issue with. Obviously, that inbound pass the other day, he'd love to get that one back. But at the same time, like, the insane eyes behind his head, type of passes that he's making as an 18-year-old. Describe why a person like him with all these tools is so attractive for an NBA team who's like, we're going to make this guy into an all-star.
Yeah, you're looking at certain skills or talents that transition. And so whether you're going from high school to college or college to the NBA, what is their superpower more than their weaknesses? Mm-hmm. And what's exactly is it? Are they a shooter? Is it their length? Is it defensive ability? His is his size, but it's also his IQ and passing. And it's something that I don't think you can teach to his level. You can try, you can use film, but he at 18, the talent and gift he has of running a team and leading it and passing is unbelievable. And so that's what they're seeing. They love his size, his athletic ability. He's actually very solid defensively. He's rebounding really well, and then his passing is next level. And you've seen him. Fans have been like, he can't shoot, or he's not consistent enough. And what you've seen him is develop very quickly. These young kids, man, they get really good really fast. Mm-hmm. The best ones I've ever seen are fast thinkers, fast decision makers. They turn into like a supercomputer on how they're analyzing certain situations with time clock, what the coach is saying, who's been hot, how the defense is reading you. And he does that very, very well. What you're seeing now is, and we talked a little bit about this, is everyone knows you can pass. Start showing them you can score. Mm. Start showing them that you can have other aspects of your game to impact this game. And you saw the last 2 games of the NCAA tournament, he turned it up. He turned up and he started looking at the basket more, and he can score. Like, the kid can do it all. And he's 19 years old. He's 19 years old in 2 weeks old, and he's phenomenal. There's no chance I could do what he's doing when I was 19 years old.
That's crazy. No, it's incredible. Kevin Young has made the transition successfully from the pros of the college game. You played at all levels, all over the world. You know good coaches, not so good coaches. What are your thoughts on Kevin Young, and what have you noticed about him that really impresses you?
About everything. I mean, I like his family's awesome. He's very confident. He holds himself extremely well as far as his confidence is contagious. He's extremely experienced. He surrounds himself with good people, and he is crazy competitive. Like, that dude, he wants to win, and and it comes out. Success and wins they go where they're wanted most, and he really wants it. And so, you see this in a lot of programs where if the coach isn't likable, or if he's not incredibly good at coaching, the people around him have a hard time supporting him as an organization, and or her. And he's so likable, and he's good at his job. You've seen everyone come and try to be as helpful as possible. And credit to Coach Pope. Coach Pope is the real deal. I love Mark Pope. He's one of my good friends, and he handed over to Kevin Young a pretty dang good team to start with.
Yeah.
And so you got to give credit to Pope also.
Travis Hansen joining us here on the program as we chat about this BYU team and their shot to move on in the Sweet 16 to the Elite Eight if they get a win over Alabama, and then they would be facing the likely that Duke team for a regional championship, which is insane to talk about, but why not? We were talking about this as like, man, this is a tough draw, obviously, but at this point in the tournament, you're always going to have a tough draw. So how is it that BYU can translate what they did in the Big 12 this year to what they're going to be facing against Alabama, and then the possibility of going, maybe even a little further?
Well, they're coming up against a buzzsaw. Alabama's really good. They have a extremely deep, super fast. Their tempo is a gear BYU hasn't seen, even against Arizona. They're extremely relentless. BYU's defense is better than Alabama's on paper, at least. I think it's going to be a great game. I think we match up really, really well, and I think both teams are going to score a lot of points. So I'm excited. I'm gonna head out tomorrow morning and fly out and go support them and see if we can get a win, because there's nothing BYU Nation doesn't want more than to go face Duke in the Elite Eight.
That would be something. And they're one win away. Looking at the program overall and where it's at, this has got to be a trip for you, Travis, to see where this program is at right now, getting the number one recruit in the country, AJ DeBonsa, to have Egor Demin here, to have all the resources that this program now has to be in the Sweet 16. What's your reaction to all this? And I'm sure you're privy to a lot of stuff behind the scenes. You know what's coming down the pipe. You know what's going on in the future. This feels like the beginning, not just like a one-and-done thing. This program is going to be able to have sustained success because of those resources.
Yeah, it's all about momentum. And Tom Homo, Brian Santiago, and crew have just done such a good job of putting the pieces together and getting everyone so engaged in the program. And the Big 12, lit a fire under everybody that we need to be ready to compete at a whole nother level. And so you just see the fruits of a lot of labor. I see how hard those guys work. I see how much effort people put in to the athletic department. I see the creative teams and the content teams to the trainers. They just hired really world-class people that work their guts out over there. And it's making a difference. It's making a difference around the world. It's making the athletic department and all these sports teams very visible. You see it with Diljeet Taylor, what she's been able to accomplish, and the lives she's changing. And the credit to BYU, the thing I like most about it, not just the mission, the vision of BYU. Obviously, I'm super tied to that and the church, but it's the student athletes. They genuinely love the student athletes. When you're around Tom Homo and Brian Santiago, just their relationships, not only with the student athletes but their families and their wives, and it runs deep. I was with Egor yesterday, and he says, "Are you going to ever work at BYU?" I said, maybe one day. He said, "If you worked at BYU, I think I would come back." It's like that relationship, and Brian and Tom have that with all the student athletes. Like, they all genuinely love them or love their coaches, and that's something that, after playing 12 years professionally, I had literally on one other team where the guys were so close that we went out to dinner after every game. That not only the team and the players, but the trainers and the coaches and the club owner and the people in the office, like, everybody loved each other. Like everybody was connected and trying to help each other be successful. That's really, really hard to build. It takes years of relationship building. And that's what BYU has at this moment. So, we can't lose it, right? You got to keep that momentum up and keep building it, but we're in a really good spot.
Travis Hansen joining us here on the program. Travis, we appreciate it, man, and this is going to be a lot of fun. JJ's also taking an early morning flight. When I say early morning, it's just past midnight.
12:47 a.m.
He might actually beat you out there, but you guys should meet up, and man, this is going to be a fun time. A lot of BYU fans are heading out, making that trip out east, and it's going to be a really, really fun time. So we appreciate you joining us on the program, giving us all these insights, man.
Yeah, you guys are the best. JJ, I'll see you out there. Fly safe.
You got it. Thanks, Travis. You're the best.
Gives you go Cougs at the end. There you go. There's Travis is awesome, man. What's funny is that my wife, I'll be like, oh, we had Travis Hansen on the show, and because I think his family was featured on like one of these, Netflix like home decor shows, and he has they were building that cool house down there in Utah County with the full basketball gym in it and everything. So she'll think it's cool because from like the home design show.
Yeah.
Oh, Travis Hansen from the home design show? We're like, well, kind of. So I'll get some cool points at home for that, Travis, you and your family. How awesome is that, too? They're like, think about how much Yegor's had to grow up. Like, when he says that, he's like, yeah, he's been playing in Spain. He's been playing for Real Madrid at these tournaments.
Are you kidding me?
He's in the Gran Canary Islands every year for his birthday for the past 3 years.
As a teenager.
I know. So 15, 16, 17, 18, he was there during that time frame. And then, they make him a birthday cake here, and he's like, I haven't had a birthday cake in a long time. But, hey, by the way, BYU might hear that. Brian Santiago might hear that and then extend Travis Hansen a job offer at the end of that interview because he said Egor might come back for that. I don't know if you're a lottery pick.
Assistant coach Travis Hansen. You're hired.
Oh, my goodness.
One more year of Egor?
Could you imagine?
Name your price, Travis.
AJ DeBonsa, Egor Demin, Richie Saunders coming back.
Dallin Hall coming back.
That's crazy.
And there's the other recruits. Cannon Ketching's back. If they kept everybody and brought everybody in, they're a national championship contender.
Bonkers.
I'm serious about that.
Yeah, why not?